Howdy folks, welcome to this episode of the Weekend Angler. Short video today. This is an update on the do-it-yourself, build your own rod and reel fishing challenge that Kris Flores and I have going on. Last week he and I both posted build videos for our reels, and if you haven't watched those videos yet, I'll put a link to both of them in the description of this one. And I had intended last week to get line put on this thing and actually take a few moments to take it outside and try to cast it. Unfortunately, the weather and preparation for a bass tournament kind of got in the way. So here it is, Monday morning. We're getting ready to pretty much have a week-long rain event. So I've decided this is probably my last chance this week to get out and test this out. So I'm going to get everything together. We're going to get some line put on this reel. We're going to take it outside. We're going to tie on a 4-ounce bank sinker, and we're going to see how far, if at all, we can get this reel to cast. So let me get everything together. We'll get line put on this reel, and we'll go from there. Alright guys, before we put the line on, we're going to go ahead and get this reel spool oiled. It spins pretty freely on its own without it, but I think it's going to help quite a bit to have that reel oiled. So we're going to pull these drag washers first. There's our bushing. And I'm going to be using this Lucas brand fishing reel oil. I started using that this year. I've been highly impressed with it. It don't take a whole heck of a lot. So we'll put us a couple drops on here. And spin that a little. Let's see if we can get the back side of that a little bit. Now we'll put the cap on that. We've got one more thing here that I'm going to add to make my reel function, and it is some Penn precision drag grease. Now this is one of those things that you really don't want to use a whole lot of. This is definitely a less is more kind of thing. So I'm just going to give these a very, very light coating. These are the first is going to be that stainless steel washer. Put our other rubber washer on. Now this is our last flat washer. We're only going to grease one side of that. So we'll get us some put on there. There's that. So we're done with the reel grease. We'll put our drag or wing nut on there that acts as our spool tension, and our drag. We'll check everything. I think our oil worked. Let's try that again. We'll put it here. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Alright guys, now that the reel is oiled and the drag washers are greased, it's time to put line on this reel. Now this reel, this spool could probably actually hold quite a bit of line, but we're not going to fill that up with braid because that's expensive. So I've got some of this 20-pound Walmart OmniFlex fishing line. This is a very cheap. I think you pay $2 for a spool of it, 250 yards. I'm going to go ahead and use that 20-pound test as backer, and then I'll fill the last part of it with the 65-pound braid. Alright folks, now that we've got the backer line put on, and I went ahead and used what was left on this spool. I've used that backer line on quite a few reels. But we're going to be using this 65-pound braided line. This particular line is Cast King Super Power braided line. I started using this last year. The price is good on it, and I think it's fairly comparable to Power Pro, which is what I'd been using before. Got it in the yellow, so it's a little bit easier to see. Alright, the braid is full. We'll pull this off a little bit more. Now all that's left is to tie our sinker on and give this a try. Alright, we're outside. We've got the rod and reel. We'll be casting this direction. First thing we got to do is get the spool tension set a little bit. And the way I'm going to do that, I'm going to hold the rod at about a 45-degree angle. I'm going to loosen that wing nut until that weight will just lightly drop to the ground, just like you would be setting up a bait caster. There's that. Now to cast this, I'm just going to cast it like I would a spinning rod. I'm going to put my hand up here to hold the line to keep it from coming out. Give it a good swing, follow through and release. So here goes nothing. I'm going to stand down here. Let's see if we can, let's see if this thing can cast. All right, here goes nothing. All right, well, the first cast was a success. I'm not gonna lie, I've got a little bit of adjusting to do because the first cast resulted in a pretty substantial backlash. So I'm gonna have to loosen the reel and get that all picked out of there. I'm gonna go step that off and we'll see how far it casts. All right, first cast with the backlash and everything was about 13 yards. So I'll take that as sort of a success. I'm going to tighten that down, see if I can get one more good cast out of it. All right, let's try one more. Now that's a cast. We'll step that one off. Let's see where we're at. Guys, that last cast went 21 yards. I'm going to claim that as a success. Learned a hard lesson about getting too far in on that spool. If you get into those bolt heads, they will tear you up. So I'm actually riding that edge of that spool there with my finger. And when it comes down to this, I'm going to put gloves on. So guys, I think we got us a successfully casting reel. Get that reeled in. 20 yards or so is going to be plenty fine for me to get it into position to catch a flathead. And the timing couldn't have been better because I'm already starting to feel raindrops. So let's finish that up and we'll be done here. Alright guys, there you have it. I'm going to claim this as a successful test. I think I've still got there's still a learning curve to casting this thing, but at the end of the day, our first cast was about 13 yards. It resulted in a horrible backlash. Next cast went about 10 yards or so and cut my finger up pretty good. But the last cast went over 20 yards. No backlash. Everything's good to go. So Kris, you still have me beat on cast distance, buddy. I had no doubt about that to begin with once I saw your design. But I'm happy that mine will cast. I think that's going to be plenty far enough to get into position to get a flathead. And the good news is the area of the lake that we have here that's known for pretty large size flatheads, they closed that area of the lake down from the end of September through about the middle of March. That just opened up last week, so if we can get some warmer temperatures to wake those big cats up, I think it's going to be time to try to catch a fish on this thing. So guys, as always, thank you for watching my videos. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment down below, let me know what you think. And I'm looking forward to getting out and trying to catch a fish on this thing. Guys, we'll be having another short video this week. I ordered something last week. I was actually hoping it was going to be in by the bass tournament, but it missed it by one day. So it's going to be in today. And we'll do a quick unboxing when it arrives. Something I've been looking forward to pick it up for a while, and the price was right, so I went ahead and got it. So guys, until then, we'll catch you out on the water. Appreciate you watching the Weekend Angler.